Ladies and gentlemen, strap up and buckle in, because the weather is about to get eclipse season wild from coast to coast, starting now through the weekend. Right now we're looking at a calicane, which is moving into California. A calicane is my super clever version of a West Coast hurricane. And you might be like, Thor, are you blowing this shit out of proportion? And no, I'm not. And remember, when we get really bizarre satellite anomalies, we take our weird weather watch up a notch. And knowing that we have a full wolf blood moon lunar eclipse coming on the 20th, it's already about as high as it can get on the weird weather watch, up notch, thingy-ma-doody. Now when I'm talking about this calicane, we're looking at a 969 millibar low, which is a category 2 strength, quote unquote, hurricane, cyclone. And right now it's pumping out 800 knots, which would transfer over from the metric to whatever the other system is to about 91 miles per hour. And so California's going to see some heavy rain in some burn scar areas, which might cause some more mudslides and problems. And then the Sierra Mountains are going to get feet, and I'm talking feet of snow. So it's going to be an event. Now we can see here that there is a lot of rain coming up and down the coast, all the way up into Canada, all the way down in parts of Southern California. And now it looks like our weekend storm is looking to get a bit more serious, a bit more mixed precipitation-y from Texas all the way up through the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and up through the coast, which we'll look at here in a second. This is the next 48 hours. And we have a lot of mixed precipitation moving all across the West Coast. You're getting purples, you're getting greens, you're getting light greens, you're getting dark greens, you're getting blues, you're getting light blues, you're even getting peaches, baby. And normally peaches would be great, but in this situation, no. As you can see, the entire West Coast is lit up with warnings for different possible dangerous disasters. And in the last major winter storm, 10 people died, so people will say that sometimes I blow these storms out of proportion. Absolutely not. Okay, and so this storm back here, in our wave after wave after wave pattern, the models have it going up into Alaska, but we'll have to continue to watch because the models haven't been too accurate even 48 hours out. Once again, we're looking at the RGB, water vapor, I believe here, the air mass. And we can see that this system is pumping a lot of rain and trouble into California and up the coast. And I was saying at Thor News that when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and yeah, people act weird. And then the word lunatic comes from luna, meaning moon, meaning people turn into werewolves and gargoyles, or just kind of crazy people when the moon gets full, and that is even without a blood moon, which just means the moon will turn red or copper or whatever. Watch it midnight around the 20th and tell me what color you see. So yeah, the next week is going to be interesting with possible earthquakes as we get hit by the fast-moving solar wind stream. And as you can see, this is the 16th, and Earth's auroras are lighting up, which pumps energy into our core, and I think causes her to grow. Now here's our storm, and this storm will move across the United States and then cause more problems. But as you can see, this thing is a doozy, and she's wrapping up with her tail, and then she's got a whole lot of wet junk in the trunk. Normally that would be exciting. In this case, it's just dangerous. So dangerous. Okay, now we're looking at the King of Weather Twitter. He's got his new blog up. I highly recommend it. The dude is a genius, and he's really good at breaking down the weather scenario. That is why we call him the King of Weather Twitter, or the Lord of the Snow Weenies. Cranky Weather Guy. That is one potent cold little vort coming. Will it reappropriate existing mid-level moisture and energy of lead system? Even though lead storm cuts north, I will leave his storm hamster daily blog up, and then he broke it down a couple days ago. Kid is good, although he's not a kid. Jim Tang, it's happening. Everybody, stay calm. And he's talking about the rain that's coming into California. Because, they don't usually get as much rain. They're getting a month of rain in about a day today. Now we're looking at the E-weather. The Euro is bringing the southeast colder and snowier. So their low pressure system is looking at about 994, anywhere to 990, which would be about a Cat 1 of problems for the East Coast. But is it a nor'easter? I don't even know. This weekend is going to be a problem. Lots of snow, lots of ice, a bit of rain. Southeast, buckle up, Ed Valet weather. And yeah, it's going to be a mixed precipitation storm that is going to move up and down the entire East Coast, causing problems for a lot of people. Who will get what rain, what snow? At this exact moment, we do not know, for this will be during the eclipse. So things are going to get exciting. I am definitely encouraged. Thank you, Jesus. Latest 12Z GFS ensemble mean continues to be southeast of the operational 18Z Sunday. A track like that locks in a lot of cold air in place over South New England. Would be a big freezing rain threat. And freezing rain causes problems for everybody. Cam Tran, the entire weather team is analyzing each run for the storm system that may move in over the weekend. There's still a huge difference in the track, which also makes a huge difference on what we could see this weekend. So stay tuned. I will, Cam. Oh, I will. Monday morning wind chills on the 21st. And rumor has it the third Monday of the year is the most depressing day of the year. That's a weird rumor, though. How do you even do that study? Okay, so I read it somewhere. So yeah, it's going to get cold Monday. Hey, guess what? The magnetic pole has moved. Dang you, carbon. Moving that magnetic pole and shit. You guys stop driving your cars. Maybe bicycle to work? And a new study finds changing seasons on Titan's, Saturn's moon. And technically, this is where I was in training in combat, in some metaphorical sense, I guess. The moon will turn red over the United States, or copper, depending on how you see colors, on Sunday night during the last total lunar eclipse of the decade. The lunar eclipse will be visible across all of North America and South America. That means us people, and partially visible in Europe and Africa. Last time I saw one, it was at the ranch. And the moon, when it was totally dark, it was lit up and it looked like a hot coal. It was weird and cool. I highly recommend checking it out if you can. I'll do another video on that eclipse later. Brittany Boyer, who was awesome, only the beginning. Snowfall reports over the last 24 hours. Some areas will see triple, if not more, of these amounts into Thursday. Reed Timmer's covering it, as always. Squaw Valley, 29 inches. That is a lot. Good pattern for skiers. If it gets too high, it will be a problem. Go 17 coming online. That is great. Cycle of the moon. It's crazy. It's like a snake eating its own tail. Northwest Sacramento. Thunderstorms are possible today from 4 p.m. to midnight, which could produce heavy rain, lightning, or gusty winds, which would cause then possible mudslides in the burn scar areas, as California had its worst wildfire season in modern history in 2018, which was just a few weeks ago. And there will be additional chances for thunderstorms tomorrow. So we will be tracking it. And then they just had a 3.7 earthquake here in the little Bay Area that shook a lot of people. To tolerate and maintain good wishes in the face of adversity requires tremendous inner strength. However, the rewards are great. I sure hope so. I sure dang hope so. Alan weather bringing it home. The latest 12Z UK Met still leaves the door open for a colder, snowier solution, with more front and back end snow for the eastern seaboard. Models overall have gotten closer to one solution, although the UK Met is one of the furthest south models. Let us see who is right. So yeah, we're looking at snow, ice, rain, freezing rain, wind, and then full moon chicanery. What does the weekend have in store for Ontario? More storms. And another upcoming storm, as the storm behind it supposed to head there, and this storm will be wrapping up and heading north as its tail smacks into California's face. True story. Appreciate the little things. Oh, I do. We got a lot of rain on the way to the southeast as that storm moves in, and then across. It'll bring a lot of rain to parts of Tennessee and then surrounding areas. Here's a look at the cold air which is spreading across the UK over coming days. Daytime highs will be noticeably lower by the weekend, and Austria has had some record eye-popping snow levels. Zach Labbe, incoming atmospheric river forecast summary. Animation shows total precipitable water moisture in atmosphere using microwave satellite data. So yeah, you got a atmospheric river tail is about to smack you in the face. West Coast, please be prepared. Please take this seriously. We lost anywhere from 30 to 60 people, mostly elderly or people who were disabled due to the mudslides. Please not let that happen again. Snow lovers, potential for snowfall accumulation Friday afternoon through Friday evening in southern Minnesota into Iowa. Stay tuned for updates on the track. Okay, we will, and we will be watching. So that's like Saturday. And so yeah, that storm that is hitting the coast is going to move across the United States and cause problems for a lot of people. GFS 12Z shows a pretty compact clusters around DC, which means it could get pretty dang windy in some parts. And they're calling for an all-out blizzard up in the Sierras. They're talking about, which is pretty rare. California blizzard, pretty rare. California asterisk hurricane. I know it's not a hurricane, but it's kind of like a hurricane. Pretty rare. So we're in rare territory again. Heavy snowfall potential still exists Friday, Saturday, winter storm. Track amounts become more uncertain over the past 24 hours as some data phases the system and others don't. So we were going to keep our eye on this thing. A schism is what everybody's feeling, it seems. So be a superhero, baby. Let's see what was Thor going through in 85. Oh, he's messing with Hela. Dang. Okay, so that is going to be a nasty storm. Why are you doing that to me? Come back, baby. So that is the rain that is moving in, with a lot of rain that is going to continue to move in. And so we will continue to watch it for any odd anomalies. Now we're going to watch the GFS as she rolls in. Let me dipsy doodle down. Let me squish her up a bit more. There we go. So that is going to be a nasty storm, but that is like 9 days from now. And so we're going to reload, refresh as we do into the boom. Okay, so here we go. Boom. There's our storm. Looks like heavy rain for Northern California into the Paradise burn scar area. Then it moves across, causes major problems. I mean, that thing is nasty, bro. Right? Like, for the East Coast, like, look at that. That is a nasty, nasty ass rain band. That is nasty. Nasty mixed precipitation. Now it has it looked pretty nasty on Saturday into Texas, and then looks nasty, and then it kind of dies down, which I don't know will totally happen, and then it gets super nasty as it bumps out into the ocean. But look for some heavy, like that is just sick, and look for some heavy rain totals to be possible in almost any spot where that storm goes over. And so they were saying this would be the final California rain. I'm not sure about that, because this has rain coming through, the heaviest on Thursday, and then it's Thursday, Friday, they've still got rain. The rain has moved out by Friday, but then Northern California is still getting rain up through Sunday, into Central again, Monday, and then it clears out. And then after Monday, they might get a break for a week or two. Okay, and so we're just watching that one storm move out as the next big storm moves in. What do we got going on here? All right, now let's check this out. As the weather situation for Europe is a bit changeable, and they seem to have their models conflicting as to what is going to hit when, where, and why. I will do a video on that a little later. And then these are our river flooding levels. We're at 76, which is low. It's the lowest we've been for like 2 weeks. So that is good news, except we have that big heavy rain amounts coming through. And then this is just to take a look at our water vapor level as the giant hook heads towards the UK, over the pond into Europe. Maybe they can then take a break from talking about Brexit and start talking about the weather. Look at that nasty storm that is moving into California. And one great thing about Thor News, and possibly a reason I get a lot of trouble, my troll's been escalating. I'm sure you guys are kind of tired of hearing about, which is kind of designed, I guess. Where the more I say, like, oh my God, I'm having trouble, guys. And you're like, oh my God, I'm tired of this guy saying he's having trouble. But that's just how it goes. The truth is a dangerous thing these days. And so in my planetary orbital angular momentum theory that I've looked at, and I've tracked a lot of the major earthquakes on the East Coast and volcanoes on the West Coast, it happens when you have gas giants that are on the same side of the sun. When the gas giants are on the same side of the sun, it seems like there is a balance that is not kept, and so there's major disruptions in earthquakes and volcanoes. As you can see, the gas giants are on the same side of the sun. We're out here on the flank. And so we're going to be unbalanced for about 6 more years until Jupiter comes back around. And so I've been saying for months and months, almost possibly even a year now. No, it's been months. But that we will see more earthquakes on the East Coast of the United States, and then possibly bigger earthquakes on the West Coast and volcano eruptions. And so this 4.6 off the coast of Maryland kind of freaked everybody out today. And then you had a 5.1, and where were you? In the North Atlantic. It didn't freak me out as much because it's on the seam, so seam earthquakes aren't as weird. But this 4.6 was pretty weird because the 8.2, the New Madrid quake, happened when all the gas giants were on the same side. So that is why I say that, and I've tracked several big events that seem to have happened when all the gas giants are on the same side. So everybody heads up. This mean sea level pressure point is going to be moving some nastiness through. And they had that 3.7 here, so we will be watching out for earthquakes, especially with that giant coronal hole happening. And I don't know if you heard the horrible news, but for no reason whatsoever, YouTube was like, hey, we've decided to demonetize you. Now, they never really paid me much anyways. I think it was about $300 a month. But taking that $300 hit out of the blue for no reason, after I've been getting nothing but hacker trouble for like 2-3 straight months, worse than ever, was a bit of a kick in the balls. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to depend on you guys a little extra this month. I get a chance to try and remonetize my channel next month, but that is a month away. So if you can help and contribute to my channel through my PayPal link for all my awesomeness, I would super appreciate it, because I do everything I can to bring you truth as I see it, a little bit of inspiration, and at time comedy when I pulled all the knives out of my back and I have a little more humor in me. So you want to be a good heart and help me out, and that would be super duper wonderful. And I love you. Everybody stay cool. I will be coming at you as often as possible and as often as the hackers let me. So stay cool. God bless everyone. And buckle up. It's going to be a wild week. It should be, the energy overall emotionally should be okay, but it could get freaking crazy Saturday and Sunday. Okay? But this is Asteroid Fight Club. This is the Astonishers. We've leveled up. The training wheels are off. Let's start kicking some ass. And stay positive. Don't react. Take your time. And be a badass. But kind. Great. Now's the time to hit the button. God bless everyone.